everyone, how you doing today? It is me, David, coming to you from the Beatles Corner. We are collecting the Beatles 101, and today we are talking about this album, The Beatles in Italy, originally released in Italy, July 13th, 1965. Gatefold cover, really cool. It's a cool album. This one is a 1980s pressing, pressed in Holland. So let's take a brief close-up view at the gatefold and the cover and everything, and I'll give you some thoughts on it when we come back to the Beatles Corner. Okay, the Beatles in Italy, close-up and personal look. This is, as I mentioned, a 1980s Holland pressing. This is the cover. I never noticed those little happy faces up there. It's actually Bulova Watch Time. And a picture of the boys on stage. Let's take a look at the inside gatefold. Okay, song list on the inside gatefold, printed in Holland. Couple of pictures of the Fab Four in concert, which is kind of redundant. It's nice, but I don't know. It seems like just filler. Let's look at the back cover. And there we go. And they're just got the champagne in hand. So that's it. I mean, no liner notes, nothing fancy schmancy about this package, but nice pictures that, I mean, until this record, I've never seen these pictures before. Probably the bulk of Beatlemaniacs haven't either. Let's go back over to the Beatles Corner. Oh, one other thing before we go over. Here's a stamp that was came on this one, probably the record store in Belgium, that my girlfriend at the time got this for me at. So now we're going to go back to the Beatles Corner. So there you have it, the Beatles in Italy. First off, again, this is a 1980s pressed in Holland pressing. I got this, I've mentioned this on a couple of videos, had a girlfriend back in the 80s whose dad was from Belgium, and every summer they'd go back to Belgium. I want to say every summer. Could be around the holidays too, I'm not sure. I think it was every summer. They would go back to Belgium, and she would get me Beatles albums, and this was before these were the albums were standardized, and we got the European versions here in the States. So I got the early bird access, as it were, with the albums. And this one was a compilation album. I was excited to get it because it was featured in a picture in one of my favorite Beatles books, The Beatles Forever by Nicholas Schaffner, 1977. And you know, I got this brand new, I have kept it in really good condition. Just some thoughts on it. The song running order, I didn't really do a close-up on all this because battery and that camera's running low. But we've got Long Tall Sally, this is side one. Long Tall Sally, She's a Woman, Matchbox, From Me to You, I Want to Hold Your Hand, Ticket to Ride. Side two, This Boy, Slow Down, I Call Your Name, Thank You Girl, Yes It Is, and I Feel Fine. As a Beatlemaniac back in the 80s, just only used to the American albums with the Dave Dexter echo and mixing. This album, the songs on this album sounded really, really super clean. First time I heard actually all of these songs as the original British mixes. Very, I'd say, don't want to say dry, but no echo, no fake stereo. I believe it is a stereo album. Stand by. I should have been better prepared for this. I just listened to it yesterday, but of course I just enjoyed the album. I did not yet stereo. Did not analyze by listening. It was in stereo or mono, but it says it's stereo. Couple of things. Mixes. Some of the mixes are different on here than even what became standardized. We have on I Feel Fine, there's some whispering before the song starts, mysterious whispering. I Call Your Name sounds really clean. If memory serves right, the cowbell just comes in right at the beginning of the song, where other mixes, it comes in after the intro or halfway through the intro. This one's right at the beginning. This Boy sounds excellent. I Want to Hold Your Hand, super clean. A really, really nice mix of this song. She's a Woman, of course, as well as I Feel Fine. Shocking. None of that echo drenching that we were so used to on the Capitol albums. So, a really cool album. Of course, all of these songs, I think all of these songs now appear on the Past Masters Volume 1 record or disc. But still, it's a nice little oddity collection to have. Another misconception, John Lennon himself, not knowing, it's love John, but he couldn't remember the song lyrics at times, especially live. He might sing like the wrong lyric on the wrong verse. So, which who heard him anyway? But so he erroneously in an interview had stated that there was a live album that was done and issued in Italy. Probably there was no live albums issued in the Beatles' lifetime, at least officially. The Beatles in Italy is not a live album. He is possibly, most likely, 9.9 out of 10 referring to this album. This is not a live album. This is a compilation album of songs that were released on singles or EPs, except for, Ticket to Ride was on the Help album. So there you go. And in fact, if I remember correctly, Ticket to Ride was probably released concurrently with the Help, or just a little bit before the Help album in Italy. So there you are, the Beatles in Italy. Really cool album, nice collection. I don't listen to it a whole lot, but it's a nice mix of songs from the first couple of years, first 2 years or so of the Beatles discography. So, all right. And you should be able to find it. I did a quick scan recently on eBay just to see how much they're going for. Even these Dutch pressings are going for a little bit of money. The original Italian pressings, hundreds of dollars. But if you can snag a copy of this, even if it's the Dutch pressing, I think you would be in for a treat. So there you are. Love the back cover. I've also seen versions where this back cover picture is actually the front cover picture. I don't know. So there you go. Beatles in Italy. Cool album. So until next time, it is me, David, coming to you from the Beatles Corner. We are collecting the Beatles 101. I will catch you on the flip side. Thanks so much for watching and happy collecting.